This is the Myla Sweet Podcast, where you'll learn to get unstuck. Start now. Conquer life's challenges by learning to do difficult. Find quick and clever ways to overcome. Wait, did you think life was going to be easy? Remember, all of your excuses are now dead to me. Let's get started. Guess what time it is? It's time for you to hit the subscribe button and find just 1% that you think will benefit from this. But if you're feeling a little generous, right? Or you're super free with your time right now, probably doing nothing because you're listening to this. Well, maybe if you're doing something, actually just make yourself free right now. Hit subscribe. What are you waiting for? Hit it. Come on. Hit subscribe.
You mentioned that you use art as a form of therapy and self-care. Is there anything that you would say could be helpful right now and during the pandemic, just from a creative perspective?
Do you mean helpful as far as for other people to do?
Yeah, is there something that, I feel like what I'm learning as an adult and what I've learned through my life is that I had a lot of self-care tools, like you said that you were doing art or you were singing, and you don't realize that those are actual mental exercises for your mind to relieve stress. I always journaled and I read, I read all the time. This week I've read 3 books and it's Wednesday. So it's and not 3 baby books, not to toot my own horn, but it's real books, adult. I read the baby books too, 70 pages, but I'm saying a couple hundred pages. So, but I didn't realize that was a self-care tool. I literally just realized that, I don't know, within the last week, that every time I felt really stressed as a kid, I would read, I would write, I would reflect. And there's so much research that supports that cycle, right? I had no idea. And, when I would feel stressed as an adult, I would read and write and reflect. And that was a process that I would do all the time. If I felt anxiety or depression or rejection or just, anger, whatever, I felt myself reading, whether it was the Bible or a book someone else wrote, it was me trying to discover how to relieve that emotion. And I didn't know that was really a helpful tool for me. Now, just as an adult, really a week ago, I realized, it might not have even been a week ago, I don't even want to sit here and lie, but that was there's a lot, I didn't realize there was so much research that supports that, right? And then I didn't even know that would be considered self-care or therapy. That was just something my younger self helped me do for my future self. I did not know that. And, everyone going through this pandemic, it's not even knowing they need self-care or tools, or just how powerful, being creative really is for the mind is super important. So I didn't know if you were hey, this would be great, or go to this site, or, try to do this today. It's kind of just out of nowhere, but I'm thinking, what if that could really help people?
I would say, the only thing I can really say is really exactly what you said. Whatever is in your mind, whether it be frustration or contentment or, whatever emotions that you're feeling, I say get them out. In this time, it's important to really, above all else, find a way to express yourself, whether that be through, like you said, journaling or drawing, or maybe it's just screaming. Let it out. Just don't bottle up whatever you're feeling, and find whatever makes you feel good to, if that be maybe finding a corner every day to just be to yourself and be away from everybody else, or whatever it may be. Just make sure that you're doing what is going to help you to stay sane. Because that's really all art. The art keeps me sane. It does, and whether that be music, Would it be through, sculpting with paper? My hands are always moving, and I'm always humming something. So it keeps me content and happy. What God put in me. So do what makes you happy, even in this time.
Yeah, so what if I say I like eating a lot of food? No, I'm just kidding. Like,
No.
that's a struggle for real. I'm like, how, like, seriously?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
help me
is.
to stop eating food.
Right. But you know what? I think it's even with that, right? So that's obviously, because I have the same issue, obviously a negative behavior. Like, I tell my son all the time, I'm like, dude, are you in the refrigerator again? But I have to stop doing that. I'm like, gosh, I do the same thing. I'll just go in there and open the fridge, like, oh, okay, and then close it. But yeah, I mean, even with that, it's like, why am I eating?
I know.
Like, why do I want to eat? Oh, well, because you're bored. Okay, find something to do. I'm constantly having conversations with myself all day to, kind of gear myself towards something else that's a better behavior. But
I think that's really cool. It sounds crazy, but I'm here for you with that, because I too talk to myself too many times where you're like, why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? What is that? What's the result with that? Like, do you really want to put on? I mean, it was getting ridiculous where I thought, this is not good. Your jeans may not fit. Like, just stuff that's like practical. It's like, you're going to have to go back to some kind of normalcy after this, and you need to be able to have clothes that fit. True. Like, you can't wear a sheet outside.
See, exactly.
I mean, I guess you could, but I'm just saying, like, I need to have some kind of self-control. So I've been working on, I've just been trying to, every time I get hungry or bored for no reason, I take like a 10-minute walk, or I'll read, or just do something like play a game with the kids, just because it does feel like, since you're in close vicinity with the kitchen, you're forced to keep looking at it. It's like a trigger for your brain. Exactly. You see it and you're like, oh, it's time to eat. Now, there may be other single moms out there homeschooling, and they're working, and they may not be in the same situation where you've had time to prepare for this. This is all kind of accidental. Maybe they don't even, have their income anymore. Is there any advice for them?
All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening too. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like, for real. No, for real. Okay, you can keep listening.